Welcome, folks, to Final Fantasy XI. How y'all doing? Just doing some grinding out here in Batilda Downs. There's actually two reasons we're in Batilda Downs. That's not just because we can, but because we should. There we go. Let's see, there should be one more of these things. There it is. Because honestly, from like level 25 to about 30, it's not a bad location to do a little bit of grinding. Right here outside of Batilda. As long as you're careful. And don't overstrain yourself. I think I need to kill one more of those, but I don't know. There's none in close proximity. But the real reason we're out here is we need to pick up a warp point. Maybe I have to kill one of these things. There we go. Get the trusts involved, and then we'll get started on where we need to go. Which isn't going to be too bad, I don't think. But it is a little bit of a go. There we go. But the real reason we're out here is we need to pick up, for later level grinding, a survival guide. And it is in fact down here in the south, assuming we can avoid the evil weapon. And the goblins. Goblins are the most annoying ones. And we need to pick up the Eldmine Necropolis, which should be. See, everything I saw said J11. J11, really? Oh, J10, which should be just inside of here. Yes, here we are. We'll need this for the level 40 to 50 grind. Or leveling. Grind isn't the right term for it, but not anymore, at least. So we're also going to need to pick up a map at some point. But we'll worry about that later. Yeah, it is in status. Currencies. I don't quite have enough valor points. We need 300 to pick up a specific trust. That's currently on rotation. It's a pretty decent trust, even though it doesn't actually do any damage. Oh, invisible mantle. That's actually not a terrible piece of equipment, to be honest. But it does need to get put away. As does the studded bandana we picked up. Where's it? Equipment. Equip the warp ring. Then we go to items. Right, we have to go to this menu to use it. Right, I keep forgetting that. And this is why picking up a warp ring for 5,000 conquest points is in fact a good thing. Let's see, we need to travel to another warp point. Doesn't really matter. Generally from here. Dum, dum. Apparently, we currently... Well, we needed to trade some crystals into him anyway. That should have upped our rank points. Decently high. Gonna need a few more of those. Because we're going to want to skip. There we go. That should be plenty. Because we're going to want to... There it is, the rescue drill. Because we're going to want to skip mission 2-2. It's just not necessary. It's a repeat. It's a one you can repeat continually. Like the previous ones. This is one that isn't repeatable. There's not much work in now. Suppose you could participate in the Temple Knight's rescue drills out on the Lothane Plateau. Tell me more. Enter the forest beyond the West Gate and head south. You'll come to the Lothane Plateau before long. Once you're on the plateau, keep going until you see the knights. The training grounds aren't far from there. That's all. Take the mission then? It's just a drill, so it should be easy compared to your usual fare. Just follow orders and you'll be fine. And they aren't kidding that he's over at Lothane. First we have to get there. Which, as typical, there's two ways to get to Lothane. And honestly, the fastest way to get to where we need to go is, I believe, if we went technically from Ronfair. Yes. Yep, all our mod tablets have been found. Oh, this late in the month, that's kinda useless. Raptor friend. One, the Raptor, your mounts are just faster. This is why we went and unlocked mounts. They are A, faster. B, nothing will attack you. Which actually makes it very useful if you wanted to, like, get all your warp points for Wings of the Goddess. You could do that. Or Adeline. This is actually exceptionally useful for Adeline. Because technically, we could start grinding in Adeline, which takes 7 to 8 months of grind in order to unlock all the things that they claim are necessary. Although we'd only be grinding in 2 coalitions, because the other coalitions do require you to combat things. And we won't be combating things in Adeline until we, at least hit 99. And you just briefly heard the music. That is the mount music. There's a reason we have it squelched. It is of ever so slight annoyance. Let's see, we're looking for people. He should be at G... No, E6. E6. That's more or less straight south. Unity. Said E6, so he should actually be pretty close by and near a brick wall. Da-da-da-da. Nothing yet. It's not shown up on our radars yet. He should be right nearby. There he is. Galeahart. I mean, that's not... It's hard to say. I don't speak French. Are you here in the Are you in the rescue drill? Head to the other side of that valley over there. One of my compatriots will assist you. Now there's a bunch of people we could talk to provide additional dialogue, but they are spread all over the plateau, and thus, no. Thus, no. Tracking them down it's an annoyance. I did so once, and for once, I don't think that's worth it. Although, we may as well talk to this guy. Head down here if you wish to take part in the rescue drill. I didn't think they were all down here. There's two of them right here. They're conducting drills up ahead. At least I think they are. Now the one downside to using your mounts is if you... They have like a minute and a half cooldown between uses. It's actually a minor annoyance. Victor. Greetings. I'm Victor Paz, squad captain of the Temple Knights. Supposed to be conducting rescue drills. One of our injured soldiers has gone missing. Your assistance in finding him would be appreciated. The missing soldier is a new recruit by the name of Roulemont. Nothing's happened to him. Ogvin? One of the injured soldiers has gone missing. Well, don't just stand there. Help us! He's not even on this map, let's be honest. Well, find anything? No, nothing, sir. Lorice. Well, any sign of him? Hey! Hey, come look at this, quickly! Yes, Novocaine? Look, a cave! Maybe he went inside! He did indeed. He did indeed. Yes, we do in fact have the map. Okay, there it is. I thought there was a survival guide for Ordell's cavern here. Easy prey. This is actually not a terrible place to do some leveling as well. I have no time for idle chatter. Really? Oh, Roulemont. That's not him. There's Roulemont. An adventurer, eh? Roulemont of the Temple Knights. I came here without my sword. Now fiends have surrounded me. As a wounded knight for our training, I'll lie here near the entrance, but a swarm of fiends honed in on me, and I was forced to flee to this cave. I'd left my sword with a companion. I had to find a place to hide. Now I'm stuck here. What? You've come to rescue me? I must refuse. Imagine a temple knight rescued by some passerby. Why, my family will be mocked for generations to come. Confound it. If only I had my sword, I'd cut through these fiends single-handedly. Yeah, Lothane has some pretty nice ambient music, especially when it's raining like that. And there's a lot of just interesting designs in the world. I'm hoping we get to visit Ordell's caves at some point. Or some similar design in the Final Fantasy XIV raids. That would be nice. Now we have to try and track down his sword. Let's see, and it says... Not you. Not you. I'm not even gonna wonder how this poor person got down there. I never even noticed that NPC down there. How would they even... Yeah, this is retail. I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't play 11 any other way. I realize a lot of people have nostalgia for the 75 era and such and so forth. Honestly, that's just rose-tinted glasses speaking. It's not a pre-Trust era 11 is, I'm going to be perfectly honest, a waste of everyone's time. It is just nostalgia speaking for everybody who prefers the 75 era. It is just nostalgia speaking. And I mean this, and I mean no disrespect to people who like the 75 era, but they're objectively wrong. The game was worse then. I mean, I'm not gonna say it respects your time now, because it definitely doesn't. Every time I think of the 7 to 8 month grind to start Adeline, it makes me go like, yeah, they don't care at all for your time. And I don't even want to think about the latest story they added, Voracious Resurgence. That requires some decently high-level endgame gear. And the new gear they added to that is at least 6 months to a year to acquire a piece of gear. 11 does not respect your time in the slightest. On the other hand, it is still very fun, and definitely worth checking out if you've got some time to burn. But don't expect to get anywhere fast. Well, outside of most of the main stories. Because you can actually get to 99 pretty quickly. But it is complicated. And we've acquired his sword. If all else failed, and the first guy we went to, Gellyheart, also would have had the sword. I think it's random which person has the sword. Yeah, one of the 3 NPCs will have the sword, and it's random which one. But yeah, once you know the leveling loops and have acquired at least the one Rhapsodies. And the first Rhapsodies boost, most leveling is pretty straightforward and quick. As long as you know where to go. Granted, from about 55 to 99 can get a little bit more loosey-goosey, especially when you start adding in job points and then capacity points later on and merit points. The amount of extra leveling post 99 is it's a bit ridiculous, to be honest. And that's all, and they added all that in specifically because they did not want, or could not, I'm not certain which, at a level beyond 99. I was not around for the time, so I don't know if it's just because they didn't want to, or they couldn't. But, level 99 is not the max level. Let's be 100% clear. Level 99 is barely starting endgame. Let's just be honest. Confound it. There it is, his bronze sword. His very weak level 1 bronze sword. I don't know what he expects to use that for. These enemies are well beyond level 1. My sword! You've brought me my sword. This is just what I need. I thank you, adventurer. I'll be fine from here on out. Let the captain know. We will, I think, be back in Ordell's cave for a very specific reason later on. And with that done, we had we helped the Temple Knights perform some basic training. I still want to know how that poor NPC got down there. I mean, I know he was placed down in that hole, but logistically in the world, with a non-functional jump and most ladders that don't work, how would he even get back up here? Mysteries. What? Roulemon's in that cave, and he doesn't want to send help, eh? That's my boy. He's an elite in the making, that's one. That's for sure. Well, the rescue training was a wash, but you helped us find our lost soldier. So I think you've earned this rescue training certificate. No, really. These drills are not compared to venturing into one of those caves. Hand that certificate to the knight at the gatehouse, and you'll be done. Let's see, is our warp ring even working? Yes, it is off a cooldown. Now, if I were to talk about where I would normally do my leveling at, let's see, we're what? Level 25, 24. Normally I would go to, what's it? Castle. Normally we go to Quitham to 30, so we might do that. Let's see. We normally do crawlers from like 40 to 50. Crawler's Nest is a great place from like 40 to 50. The Oubliette is a good place. It's not even listed. The castle I normally go to. Huh. Well, that's weird. Wonder why that is. It's the, well, we'll have to see it. I'll show the map. You've returned! I heard the drill turned into something far more perilous. But the real battle is the best drill for recruits, in my opinion. Regardless, you've done well. I'll return to you when there's work to be done now. Recovering accounts is perhaps the most difficult part. Because, yeah, recovering accounts is going to be the hardest one, because you gotta get a hold of Square Enix to do that. And they're, give or take, how helpful they are. I mean, sometimes they're helpful, sometimes they're not. That's it, Kessel Ostroja. That's where I normally do a bit of my grinding at. We are going to need Bordeaux at some point. Pelbro, we might not need Pelro yet. Devroy, we're going to need Devoy. The Maze is cheap. Bigby Bay, we're going to need Yelden, Necropolis, Garliage, Citadel, Dangriff, we're going to need Dangriff, Wood-Eye. I don't think we're going to need Horototo Ruins, at least not for a little bit. That's cheap. Buglet, Crawler's Nest, Delfruits, that's the word. I'm out of money. That was unexpected. Yeah, I'm out of money. They are completely right. And I sold, like, I had, like, almost 100,000 on me. And we don't have enough sparks, really. That's fine. Well, that was the mission I was planning on accomplishing. We might wish to start. But first, we're going to want to pick up one other place for leveling. We're probably going to do some grinding on Batilda Downs. Yeah, that's not the place. It's the person. Yeah, from like 40 to 50, we're going to be in Eldim. The Eldim Cat Necropolis. We need to go to... From like 30 to 40, there's another place we want to be at. Where is it? Bigby Bay. And we just picked up the map, too, for here, so... It is just to the south. incredibly tough. These things will hurt us and will kill us. Not quite impossible to kill, but they would hurt. They would hurt. Mark that survival guide so we can get back here quickly. Yeah. This is a very different beast than the things that are called Fs in 14. These are basically walking fishes. As opposed to the giant salamander things we call Fs in 14. It's quite a big difference. Quite a big difference. I don't know if these things are... I don't know if these things are aggressive. Grab the survival guide. Do I want to go there? I want to. This is a place I've never been. The island. I'm pretty sure I've never been to the island itself. Promethea missions. So all that's over here. Huh. Just a couple of monsters on an NM. I think I accidentally got caught on here. Whoops. And some monsters as well. I'm dead. Oh yes, I am very, very dead. Nope, so much for even going there. I was not expected to spawn next to an enemy. Whoops. Ah, well, we didn't need to go there anyway. Let's see, Southern Sandoria. We should be able to start the next mission. Which is an odd mission, by the way, because it has 2 routes you can go through. And it's actually the same regardless of what city-state you're in, more or less. We're going to need to see whether or not any mine gravel is around or not. In anticipation for that mission, we're going to want to find mine gravel, which is in Others Misc. Others Miscellaneous. Sort. Thank you. I hate that it starts unsorted. Mine gravel. Right. And bidding starts at 10,000 gil. I forgot. That's how the bidding system works. Everything's a minimum of 10,000 gil. Because gil is meaningless, and the numbers are made up, and it really doesn't matter. Okay, we do have the Pelbro mines, though. I knew there was a reason I had that. I do not have the Pelbro mines. We're going to want that. There it is. The journey abroad. Oh, it's you! And just at the right time, too. Monlaris Halver's looking for an adventurer such as yourself. That's all. You'll take this mission, then. Enter Chateau Orglanu. Malarius Halver's there. He'll explain in person. Now the chateau. We've seen the chateau. In fact, it's actually very prominent in northern Sandoria. We've all seen the chapel off to the right. Right as you enter northern Sandoria from southern Sandoria here, you're looking right at it. Yes, it's the very prominent building just across from the entrance. Right up there. That's the chateau. You think you might do like the cathedral would be a better place right there, but no, you've got the cathedral over there. And the chateau technically being more prominent than the cathedral. It says something about their priorities, and I'm not exactly sure what. But that surely says something about the Sandorian priority. That's always a terrible door to go through. Halver. Ugh. You are Acneos, are you not? I've heard word of you from the gatehouse. Got a mission for you. Special mission. Our scouts say beastmen are rising again. Not just here, but lands abroad. Oh god, no, they've never fixed that. We want you to go to Bastock and Windhurst and see how they fare. While there, you can be recognized by both nations with an adventurer's certificate. Not a bad deal, is it? I hereby order you on official business. Visit the two countries of Bastock and Windhurst and receive recognition as an adventurer. Here's a letter of introduction to the consulates of Sandoria. Just hand it to the consul, and they'll know what to do with you. The consulate will give you further instructions. Once both countries have given you official recognition, come here. I'll issue your own adventurer certificate. This will be your first journey abroad. No? None can tell what adventures await. Take care and come back safe. Ah, but you have more you wish to discuss? A young woman named Lion. Yeah, she was here not long ago, a head full of questions. She's quite persistent in seeking an audience with Prince Treon, raving about Orc army fortifications and demanding to speak with the royal knights. A presumptuous young lady, to be sure, without even a letter of introduction. Still, I tried my best to remain cordial as I rebuffed her. But that spark in her eyes was not something one crosses every day. Perhaps there was a kernel of truth in there, I reasoned. And I sent agents out to investigate. The Orcish movements have been odd as of late, and I've instructed the rank and file to make further inquiries. I would just ask you to consult with the other two nations about the Beastmen movements in their respective territories as well. Yeah. This is a special scroll known as a cipher. Trust magics, yep. And Heather's alter ego. So we could summon... God, I forgot how long his arms are. I forgot how long these elven arms are. I mean, look at that. He's like, I want to say like 6 foot tall with 3 foot arms. Per arm. It's a little ridiculous. Let's be honest. No, the camera gets too close to any wall, it starts freaking out, but it just starts you so close to the wall. And it could be because my camera is so far zoomed out that it just freaks the crap out. It's really just bad camera placement, to be honest. Anyway, here we've entered the Oubliette. And actually there's some pretty good grinding spots down here, especially for like for job points. Once we unlock those, which I forget when we unlock job points. There's no enemies on this part of the Oubliette map. But ones there are down here in the sewer of the Oubliette. I forget if there's a survival guide in here or not. Yes, I believe there is. The funnel bats and these are well beyond our level at this point. Yeah, incredibly tough. Yeah. Yeah, the funnel bats are fun to kill. The hounds. Generally, you're going to want to stay away from the mooses. That's an NM that has... One of the NMs has spawned down here. Interesting. Now, as it said, we have to go to Bastock or Windhurst. We could start at either one. And technically, I'm going to say this right now, technically, you're going to fight a different NM. Notorious Monster, depending on which one you go to first. Technically. It's just got a different name and a slightly different moveset. It's recommended you're going to want to do the Bastock first path, just because you're going to need specific items, and they're just easier to get, which is why I was looking to buy that mine gravel. But that's just not happening. Because if you go Windhurst first, you have to get 2 shields. They're 100% drops, but they can only be obtained 5 minutes apart due to drop rate. Well, probably monster spawning shenanigans. So mine gravel is just the Bastock route's the fastest route. Let's equip them. We'll head to Bastock. To end the stream. We are here. Quiffum. I believe we're just outside of Juneau. Yeah, we're just outside the Grand Duchy of Juneau right here. There's a few things we're going to want to pick up while we're here in Quiffum. The first one is the home point, which they added this home point at some point. Well, all home points are technically things they added post-game launch. But this one was a relatively recent addition. I forget why. But it's one to keep in mind. Oh, I know why. Because of that. This is the reason they added that. Because I believe... Is that Esha? I think that's Esha. I forget which Esha it is. Is that... I believe this is one of the Eshas. I think this is the Esha we can access pre-50. Yes. This is Esha Zeta. There is a map for navigating this one. But this is actually a pretty good place to do a lot of grinding. Even up past level 50. This is also one of the many spots where you can grind for specific things for like 99. Esha silt. Things you're going to need a lot of. I don't have any silt. There are NMs to kill, NMs to spawn, a whole bunch of things with Esha. And perhaps most importantly, however, that's something we don't have to engage with for now. Technically, I don't think we have to do much Esha Zeta at all. A lot of that, I think, has been depreciated. I mean, not depreciated, but no longer necessary. Yeah, XIV is one of the few locations where you can actually gather a Carbuncle's Ruby. I do not remember this being here. Actually, don't know what that is. There we go. We're actually about the right level to start grinding here. Inside here is the tower. Darkfoot's tower. Also, technically the start of the Chains of Promethea storyline. If you step foot in here. It's weird. Chains of Promethea, I think... I know Rise of Xylart, you can't start that storyline until after base game. Because that was technically included in the global release. Just because of how it was. But... I wanted to say, can you start Chains early? You can start Chains of Promethea early. Although I don't think it makes a lot of sense to do so. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, Chains of Promethea does not have any early requirements. So technically, you can start Chains of Promethea at any time, which does not make a ton of sense. But this is the way of it. So, we may as well use the Unity Warp to get to Bastok a little faster. And we need to go to South Gustaberg. This should put us just outside of Bastok herself. Or itself. Yes. If we head south directly, Devroy Wadi is over here. Which, if you wanted to farm out the gospet grass that we used in our the Mount quest, this would be where you'd find that. There's some rabbits in there. They're relatively low level, really quite easy to kill, and it's a fairly common drop. So you could, in fact, probably should do that. But yeah. Whatevs. The turtle men. Honestly, this is the reason I actually like starting in Bastok. It's because their beast race is just so much cooler. I mean, look at that. Compare that to the orcs. Which one would you want to be starting next to? I'd want to start next to the turtle men. Or the birdmen. The Yagato are also kinda cool. Compared to the orcs. The orcs are just boring. Plus, I think this location, especially this mountain, the Vomp Hill. Vomp? Yeah, Vomp Hill is a much better showing of how 11's map design just does not care for you. It is a giant hill, one way up, well, a couple ways up, couple of ways down. You can and will get lost if you do not pay attention. You will be stranded up there for hours if you're not careful. Also, there's a mission that requires you to kill black wolves, which have a very specific spawn window and location. And sometimes they just don't spawn because there's too many enemies already spawned. It's actually very annoying trying to fight those black wolves, which is a very specific starting quest. Well, not even starting quest. Side quest in Bastok here. Absolutely annoying. But with that, we have entered Bastok. Specifically the markets. But you have your Unity person, just like you do, and our Sparks person. Might as well register this as a home point if we can. Well, not a home point. Can I set this? I probably can't set it as a favorite. Annoyingly. The thing I do like about Bastok versus Sandoria, and versus Windhurst, I like the architecture better. I'm not saying Sandoria is bad. Sandoria is a very typical medieval, European style architecture location. Here in Bastok, it's like, it's kind of got a unique look to things. Everything's a lot more rounded. And we should probably talk about this guy. We all know how that the inventory size is extremely limited. And it's actually fairly annoying that that's the case. This guy will sell you a solution to that. This guy will sell you for, what's it, 10,000 gil? a Mog Sack, which is a secondary inventory that matches the size of your primary inventory. I can say that because this guy's, the Mog Sack, your main inventory you can expand to like 80 items, which gives you like 160 slots. You combine that with that, on top of your standard 30-pack satchel, your locker, your storage, theoretically your main Mog safe, and then you have your this here, your Mog case. There's a lot of inventory, but you are fighting it a lot. Like, you're fighting inventory space a lot in 11. Because there's just so many items. Still cannot talk to that goblin. Now, there are 3 locations in Bastok. We have the markets, which is where we started over here. A jeweler's, an accessory right here. A music shop down there. A magic shop. This is one of the annoying things, is this is one of the better magic shops in your starting locations. Port Bastok over here. And the mines down here. Not listed anywhere is the location of the metalworks, where Sid is located. Yes, Sid is located here. Not only is Sid located here, but here's where the consulates also reside. Annoyingly, the only way up is either through home points or through these elevators. Once an elevator has started to move, you cannot leave. The game is programmed to say no. Mostly because verticality in 11's design is to be as frustrating as possible. Hence why this jump is cosmetic only. Because they found it funny. And so they found it funny that people were complaining about not having a jump. So they added a jump. In visual only. I'm still kind of salty that they would do that. Anyway, Lucia. Oh, they have a letter of introduction. Go back and talk to the console. That'd be Sauve et Pelide. Ah, you're here on a mission, aren't you? We've been expecting you. It's good to see you made it here safely. Excuse me. Sauve. Rialt, if you would, please. Yes, ma'am. Let me tell you about Bastok's current state. Bastok has already lost several major assets to the XIV. Belborough mines were the greatest loss. Their plight is akin to ours, and I'll fight against the Orcs. Only in time prior to the Great War did the power balance shift so. Can you believe it? I've heard rumor that they were rallying behind a new leader. Can you believe it? Beastmen, being organized. Bodes ill, I tell you. What's worse, we're stuck here in the city of uncouth ruffians. Shotain, that's enough. We ought. Please continue. Your mission is to go through Palborough mines, currently under XIV control. Take a sample of the dwindling resource called mithril. To be precise, we need to bring back an ounce of mithril sand. Thanks to our mutual cooperation, Bestock is allowing us to send you into the mines. Your true objective is to gather as much information as possible on Bestock's advanced technology. If it were up to us, we'd want you to go to the mines right away. But we were told that by the Bestock authorities, that you must report to them first in order to receive authorization. I know you'd rather do without all the red tape, but bear with us and report to the Bestock official named Pius. He can be found in the President's office. I must warn you that we thought the Humes were reasonable people way before we came here. But we found that this is not always the case. Their talent in making profit is uncomparable, but their sense of duty is somewhat lacking. In fact, even their officials can be troublesome. For the sake of your nation's success, try to be patient. Yeah, we can already see the arrogance that typifies. Yeah, that typifies the standard interaction between. That typifies the Elevon race. Because Bestock is a republic as opposed to Sandoria, which is a monarchy. They don't understand how a republic works. Yes? What is it? Ah! You're the envoy from Sandoria. Go speak to a Gulka named Grom. He was on part of the expedition that tried to reclaim the Palborough mines from the XIV once before. He should be in the Craftsman's Eatery in the metalworks. Why are you still here? The Musketeers are usually charged with giving out missions, and frankly, I find this kind of work tedious. But since you're an envoy, you're under my jurisdiction. Still, I can't wonder what you Sandorians' true motives are. Then again, you're going willingly into that XIV-ridden place, so I can't complain even if you do turn out to be a spy. Well, anyway, you want to speak to Grom in the Metalworks Eatery. Good luck to you. Oh, and when you're done with your investigation, report directly to your consulate. That's a protocol. I would rather be annoyed if you care to come back here. Now, when he says the Musketeers, he's talking about not Malduk here. One of them is over here. Naji. Naji? Yeah, that's a J. That is a J. It's Naji. And then there's multiple Iron Musketeers, but there's like 4 of them in particular. They're really just really strong, high-ranking members of the military. I can't tell actually if they're adventurers or just. I think they're part of the Bastokian military. That's the gunpowder room. I forget where the eatery is. That's Sid's lab. Eatery's over here? Yes. Grom. What you want? Hey, you're not from Bastock, are you? What? You're a Sandorian? And you listened to what a Bastock official told you? I've no idea why that girl Hume sent you here. or why your consulate sent you to him in the first place. Bayless is good. A lot of us died trying to win Palboro mines back from the XIV. May not matter to a foreigner like you, but they always send us Gulka to do the dirty work. What gets me the most is they don't even think about it twice. Even if you haven't been here long, you must see how they treat us. Never mind that. Shouting at you won't change anything. You want to know about refining ore, right? It's easy, but you have to remember the steps. Here goes. Get a chunk of mine gravel, put it in the upper part of the refiner, and take it out of the lower part of the refiner. You can either buy a chunk of mine gravel from someone, or get some using a pickaxe on the mithril seam inside of Palboro. Remember, the refining machine is big, so the upper and lower sections are on different floors. You put a chunk of mine gravel on the third floor, and it'll produce an ounce on the floor. I know it sounds simple, but it's not. Got the XIV to deal with, and they're everywhere. Here, take these pickaxes. Good luck. You're gonna need it. Hey, you're an adventurer, right? From another country? Sorry, couldn't help but eavesdrop. I'm going to Palboro Mines too. Don't worry, I won't get in your way. I don't think we're going after the same thing anyway. At least, for now. But you shouldn't think of your mission as just a mine survey. The Beastmen seem to have found a new leader, and the XIV are getting more powerful with each passing day. There could be another war. Oh, there's one thing you should know. Do you know why the XIV took Palboro mines? Humes claimed the XIV stole the mines from them, but in reality the mines are the XIV's home. No, their holy land. The XIV would rather die than lose it, but the Humes and Bastock don't know. Oh, and they also don't care to know. Well, it's time for me to go. Oh, my name is Lion. I'm an adventurer like you. I've seen you around. You were looking for me? Yes, your father said to track you down. You say my father told you to seek me out? I've been trying to figure out as much as I can about the strange portals that link our Vanadiel with another dimension. But we've got other problems to deal with first. Let's worry about it once we finish our current mission. I'll meet you at the Crag of Dem in Connacht Highlands once we've got that burden off our shoulders. Or we could catch up at Halda or May, if that's preferable to you. Remember, to see our missions posed to you by your home nation to completion first, though. Now, part of that is advancing the Rhapsody story, which is very useful. But also, don't go too far in advancing the Rhapsodies of Vanadiel story, because you will temporarily, and I'm not entirely sure, well, I do know why, it's part of the story, we would temporarily lose access to Esha Zeta, which is that one we've been to. So, with all that said and done, we've started the next long set of missions. The next long set of missions for Sandoria. So, we'll see you all next time, or when we hopefully retrieve our adventure certificate. Assuming we ever get a chance to, well, press on. Because there's always more fun. And we have the map for the Pelbro. I think we've got the map for Gideus. Because we're going to need the map for Gideus as well. But we'll see you all next time. Tomorrow we have a demo planned early in the morning. I forget what one it is. Keku, Ancient Seal, that's the one. That'll be a fun game probably to play. We'll see. But we'll see everybody next time. We'll see you then.